Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 11th episode of the Taped Up Podcast. I'm your host, T-Mac, and I'm here again with Eric and Ryan as usual. And what another wonderful week of NFL football with the Cleveland Browns getting a win and the Green Bay Packers not. But we will get into that later. We're going to start out with a blockbuster score, not necessarily a game, with the Raiders beating the Chargers by 42.
Holy shit.
Holy shit
I
balls.
didn't
I
go
thought
from scoring 3 points to
scoring
63.
63. I thought at least they were going to get 70.
Did you guys see
the head coach said, I am not slowing down.
Did you guys see the clip of Brandon Staley the week before that? Somebody asked him if he thinks he's lost the locker room or the players. He's like, no, I don't believe that. If I lost the locker room or the players, we'd get blown out. And that
Got blown
the
out,
next
buddy.
week. So it's kind of hard not to think that they just kind of weren't trying and
Wrote
wanted
this-
Staley out of there.
Wrote the script perfectly is what you're saying.
Yeah. He wrote the
So-
story himself.
So if the script is so perfect, Bill Belichick goes in next year and wins them a Super Bowl.
That's
Yeah.
what it's looking like.
I
mean,
Justin
why
Herbert's gonna be
not?
the best quarterback in the league.
Okay, I do have a question. Do you guys think they're going to stick with the Raiders head coach they have now? Or are they going to go with a...
I think it depends on their option. I think it's Mike Tomlin or bust for the Raiders.
I don't...
I have a hard time thinking they'll keep that dude, but I mean,
What about Kevin O'Connell? Is that his name?
Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, I don't think he's that guy. Not Kevin. Oh my God.
Aiden
Aiden.
O'Connell.
Aiden
Aiden.
O'Connell. Yeah,
Alright,
Aiden O'Connell.
alright.
I don't think he's that guy for the Raiders, honestly.
I mean, he's better
But
than Jimmy G, in my opinion.
Is this
I'm sure they'll
is he a
draft
rookie or is
one.
this his second year?
This
Rookie,
is
right?
rookie
Rookie.
year.
So maybe give it another shot. I mean, it's usually what happens during a rookie's career when they first start. Pretty bad, but anyways, continue.
Moving on to
Imagine
a
calling a
overtime
quarterback
thriller.
bad after he just put up 63 points. But moving on,
Moving on to an overtime thriller with the Cincinnati Bengals taking down the Minnesota Vikings. Ryan, I know you were excited about that win. For the Bengals, that is.
where was I?
I mean, the Vikings are losing is probably a little bit more beneficial than the Bengals losing in that situation.
I don't fucking care.
You're right, because the Packers suck dick. Jake Browning getting it done again for the Cincinnati Bengals. Do we start having a discussion that Browning's the starting quarterback next year?
No, he's not.
Yeah, let's start
The next
Sorry,
next
clickbait,
3
clickbait,
weeks.
Clickbait.
Next 3 weeks for the Bengals are tough. Steelers, Chiefs, Browns. So it'll get interesting to see where they fall in the AFC.
Eight.
So
Moving on to another AFC North team, although the rest of the AFC North won, this team did take the L to the Colts. Steelers losing in Steelers fashion. Mason Rudolph taking the start next week. And Mr. Trubisky should probably be out of the league after that week.
Yeah. Mason Rudolph's starting this week, so I mean it's not that big of a jump, but it's got to be better than whatever the fuck Mitch is doing.
so
I mean,
So
when do you guys know when did Kenny Pickett already have his surgery?
I think
Or
yeah,
is
like
that-
a week after it happened.
I think so.
Because I
Because
seen
they
him.
weren't putting him on the hour.
Well, yeah,
They were saying that he was gonna
because
be
they
back,
can't,
he couldn't
right?
play up.
Yeah. But
one
he
thing
was
is, though-
practicing the other couple days ago, and he looked fine. But I didn't see a brace or anything. But Mason Rudolph is starting. Should see how he
question
manages
is-
the game. So
Mason Rudolph has started before, and he's won the Steelers football games in the past. Why is Mitchell Trubisky over Mason Rudolph?
statistically, maybe he looks better. I don't know.
He is a good-looking guy.
That's what
But
I'm
it don't matter.
not
Steelers are
that-
ass. They're probably going to lose out. And we can move straight into
James
the Lions.
Steichen's the front runner for Coach of the Year. We're not going to talk about the Colts. We're just going to talk about the shitty Steelers. What the
I
Colts
don't
are
care
doing is
about the
crazy.
Colts.
Oh,
I'm waiting for Jonathan Taylor to come back for fantasy. I don't
this is
care.
perfect right here. Do you guys think that was an illegal hit?
Yeah.
Or do you
Just
think
a little
bit.
or do
He
you
just
think
folded him
Minshew
backwards?
or do you think Minshew put him in that situation to die for the ball, causing that
I mean,
hit to happen?
Okay,
It
well,
was a
here's the
Because
thing.
he did hit him with his shoulder pads.
But he's
Okay.
a defensive player.
in
He's
real
midair.
time,
But how do
forget
you,
the
as a
instant replay.
player, how do you stop
No, no,
yourself
no.
from?
Forgets instant replay in real time. did you look at that hit and go, "Oh my god," or did you go, "Oh, that was a really nice hit by that guy"?
If
Solid
someone's going to get
contact.
fucking cream pied, I'm going to say,
Dude,
oh
I mean,
my God.
he torpedoed right at him, helmet down and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hit his shoulder pad, but he was
That's a
headhunting for
tough
that hit.
that's a tough conversation to have because the
Do I-
quarterback is putting him in that situation to dive for the ball, but yet again, you can't hit someone like that.
I don't think he should be suspended though.
He should not be
he
suspended for the rest of the
year
season.
without
That was
pay. That's
crazy.
crazy.
That was
Yeah.
crazy. Just eject him from the game, helmet to helmet targeting, whatever you called it, and get it done. Because there's
I don't even think
no
you should be ejected. This
way.
is a
I mean,
fucking
there's been-
professional. This is a professional league, and you're getting ejected because you hit somebody too hard.
There's
You
been
get a 15-yarder, get a fine, move on.
there's been worse hits than that this year,
facts.
and they just got ejected for the game, not
Yeah,
suspended the
did
whole
you guys
season.
see Patrick Mahomes get sacked one day and like complain the entire time? That was terrible to look at. That hit was unbelievable. Anyways, shout out to the
Anywho.
Colts getting some wins. Might have the coach of the year potentially. We'll see what happens. I think Kevin Stefanski should get it though, but we can talk about that later. Lions putting it on Mr. Unlimited in the Denver Broncos for the last Saturday night cap game. What'd you guys think?
Oh, the
Sam
Lions back.
Laporta is that fucking guy, pal.
Facts.
What do you have? 3 touchdowns?
Jameer Gibbs is that
Touchdowns?
fucking guy, pal.
Facts. Jared Goff took care of the football.
Finally, after
Wow.
3 weeks of not doing
Fucking
so.
5 weeks. Do you guys think the Lions are back, or do you guys think that
I think that's a big win.
Do you think that the Broncos lost this game more than the Lions beat the piss out of them?
the
Is I guess
Lion-
what I'm trying to ask.
Lions beat the piss out of them.
Like, was this win
'Cause the
bigger for the
Broncos-
Lions,
Broncos
or was
defense-
it just like the Broncos folding over?
I mean, the
I think it was
Broncos
bigger for the Lions just
Yeah.
for how hot the Broncos were,
Word, respect that. I would have to agree. totally.
especially beating them by fucking 20.
So, do the Broncos still make the playoffs after
if
this
they
loss?
went
Do you
out.
think- Do you think
I mean,
this
the
will be
whole
detrimental
AFC is
to them?
just a fucking.
It's hard to say right now.
Of course,
Brian just said the whole AFC it's ridiculous.
facts.
So it's hard to say what team's going to make it and what team's not until like basically the last game of the season. So
Yeah.
Facts.
and,
Be interesting to see.
Usually that really doesn't matter the last game of the season, but the way the AFC is looking right now, it's I think it's
Yeah,
going to matter
it's-
a lot.
It's literally gonna not matter for the 1 seeds. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, actually. So the 1 seeds, and we could talk about this in the next game, but the 1 seeds, the Chiefs and the Ravens, if they go 1 and 2 in these next 3, the Browns are the number 1 seed, assuming they win out. That's crazy to think about. Like, that's how
It
tight it
is.
is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna happen though. But
But-
speaking of the Cleveland Browns beating the Chicago Bears by 3.
Woo! Joe Flacco.
Hey, look, man, he's getting it done.
He is getting it
Ugly
done.
win.
He threw
Ugly
3
win.
picks.
He did.
Yeah, but two of
He
them
also
really
threw-
weren't his fault.
for 300
To
yards.
be fair,
He threw for like 200 something in the 4th quarter alone.
facts.
He is that guy.
Langing now.
If
The
only-
Browns
if only-
the Browns lead the league right now in comebacks. I think they have 3 this season so far. So I think they're looking
Remember when you
only,
guys thought your season was over when Nick Chubb got hurt?
Yeah,
I
everyone
didn't think our
did.
season was over.
Yeah,
think our-
everybody
I thought
did.
so.
Don't
I thought
fucking-
I
yeah,
thought so.
I can't be optimistic. I thought it was pretty much over. If only I don't know, this one guy that we paid $250 million could do what Joe Flacco's doing right now. But
Dude, I wish.
I saw some headline
Whatever.
today saying Deshaun might be done with Cleveland or Cleveland might be done with Deshaun, something like that.
I'm
I
done
didn't
with
read it.
Deshaun.
I didn't read the rest, but just
I'm done with
pretty
Deshaun.
interesting.
I want to see him 100% healthy next
Yeah.
year, and if it's
Oh.
fucking garbage, get rid of him.
that's interesting. That's interesting you say that, Eric, because I'm pretty sure last
Nobody's
year
gonna
this
take
time
on
we had
that
the same
contract.
exact conversation of Deshaun Watson. I
I
want to
don't-
see him in
well,
a full
no,
season and
no.
healthy.
Well, yeah, I
And now look
did,
where we're at.
but he's
I
not.
wanna see
He
him in a
was.
full
He's not
season
healthy.
And healthy.
He's not healthy. I'm saying healthy for the full season.
Well, what if
What's
he's
the
never
odds
healthy?
of that?
If he's never healthy, then get rid of him. I don't know. I just can't
Fuck 'em.
judge. I can't.
Give him
judge.
some more
He's
massages.
5-1 with. He's 5-1 right now.
His defense is 5-1, not him.
Okay.
He's
Still winning
he's 1
games?
and 0. He's 1 and 0.
He's 5-1.
No,
The stats,
he's 1 and
the
0.
stats says he's 5-1.
He's actually 1 and 1. The defense is 4 and 0.
The last game he had with a broken shoulder.
That's the one win.
He did really well.
That's the one win. Yes.
So I want a full season with Deshaun Watson.
He wasn't.
Eric
he wasn't
stands
healthy
up
in
for
that game.
rapists.
He was.
Stop. Jesus Christ, he's my
he-
fucking quarterback.
You don't even know.
I fucking hate the Browns. Fuck them.
Ryan's your quarterback.
Make me play once.
Ryan's your quarterback. How dare you? Ryan, I
believe
wouldn't
you.
stand for this if I were you.
neither. That's why I'm sitting
Anyways, let's
down.
get back to some real conversation here. The Bears, I think, need to just build around Justin Fields.
Yeah,
I
he
don't think
did.
they should
He
go
did not look
all
bad.
in. I don't think they should just go all in on quarterback and redo everything. Justin Fields, although not at the level of potentially a Caleb Williams, obviously we're talking about potentials, Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, and the kid from LSU. He has control of that offense to a lesser degree. It's not his fault Myles Garrett was touching him every single drop back.
And it sounds like
He wasn't able to.
I mean, it was just DJ Moore, really, I guess. But after the game, they were asking DJ Moore about something about the draft, like drafting a quarterback, and he was like, "I don't know about y'all, but
Justin Fields is
I
his
think
quarterback.
Justin Fields is better than Caleb Williams." Well, he said all that
Yeah.
shit. So
Yeah.
it sounds like the team wants him, and
I
I don't
just
know if
don't-
that coach is. If Eberflus gets fired, the head coach, they're probably going to draft a quarterback. But
Right.
if Eberflus sticks around for another year, I have a tough time seeing them drafting a quarterback. I mean,
I
they do
just-
have two top 10 picks at
Top
least,
5, probably.
but
I just have a
I don't
tough
know.
time of taking like Justin Fields played really well towards the end of the season last year. He's been hurt this year, but like he's kept them in most of their football games when he plays. And I just have a tough time saying like, oh, you know what, Justin
you're going to
Fields,
find somebody better.
not even
Just
that.
hoping in the
Yeah,
draft.
you're playing off of hope when you have Justin Fields right here, who can, is the prototype quarterback for what people want right now. He can run, he can throw. So I don't know.
I as much as I hate the Browns and as much as I hate the Bears and as much as I hate Justin Fields, I was watching that game. I was like, damn, he looks
He looks
solid.
solid.
Pretty good.
And
I don't
DJ
like
Moore's
it.
a great receiver. You go get a couple offensive tackles, and maybe Justin Fields can,
Yeah, their
I don't know,
offensive line's fucking
stay up on his
horrendous.
feet. Yeah, they're so bad they had to hold Myles Garrett the entire game. Watch their 42-second clip, right, Eric?
Yeah,
Talk
the
about it.
40-second
Preach,
clip
brother. Preach.
of Myles
Preach, brother.
Garrett getting held all game, not a single call. There was one holding call, but it wasn't against Myles. It wasn't on Myles Garrett. It was on our
Somebody.
Zadarius Smith, I think. I don't know.
I think so too.
But-
Zadarius Smith sounds right.
It's just ridiculous. There's no holding calls.
And you know,
And another thing is, I told you this yesterday.
yes, go off, baby.
This guy tweeted and said Roger Goodell is going to be in attendance today, so there's either going to be no calls or a lot of calls for holding, and
Yeah.
it's just ridiculous, dude. I mean,
And I think T.J. Watts, the Nick Bosa's, I think they get held too.
yes, and I'm not saying he should be
But
defensive player of the year.
Watch almost every Browns game, and I again can't speak for all the Niners, and I can't speak for all the Steelers games because I don't watch them all. Myles Garrett gets held 5 out of every 6 drives, easily.
Yeah,
JJ Watt was on Pat McAfee's show and he was saying even when he played, like the top tier pass rushers, as much as they get held, they rarely get called for it. Like the TJ Watts, the JJ Watts,
Yeah.
the Myles Garrett.
I mean, I assumed, but
Michael
it's just
Parsons.
disgusting to watch because
what are you gonna do? Are
Right.
you just gonna?
Call
I mean,
holding.
the
I
dude,
mean,
the
I
dude's
think-
getting triple teamed, and he's still getting held by 3 guys.
Facts.
I'm like,
No,
he-
it's
I do
frustrating
think
to
it
see.
is. He also brought up he thinks the ref don't throw the flag because how big of a penalty it really is for the off. That's a 10-yard penalty, and he
Agreed.
said they should make it 5. And I
Or
was
they
like,
should just not
and then it. Well, if you made it 5, you could call it more often without it being such a substantial penalty. I feel like that is kind
Or-
of ridiculous for a hold.
I'm not saying
I
call
mean, there's
it every
holding
time.
on every single play in the
I
NFL.
agree. 100%.
Every single play
I do
is
agree
holding.
100%. But
You
like,
call it every
gets to,
play.
it gets to a point though where like Myles Garrett, and I'm sure T.J. Watt and Nick Bosa get this too, and I'm sure J.J. Watt did too when he was at the Texans. Like Myles Garrett will be literally sideways with his hands up, staring at the ref, and they don't throw a flag. But you're gonna throw a flag on Kadarius Toney for not checking with you to move backwards. You see what I'm saying? Like where are we gonna like? You're talking about substantial calls that cost them the game.
I mean,
So
I-
where
I-
are we gonna
I-
weigh it
I-
out though?
I
You know what I'm
know,
saying?
but- No, the
I'm-
refs suck.
I'm not saying call every single one.
Right.
Because I mean, obviously, like Ryan said, there's always a hold every single play.
Facts.
But when it's fucking obvious and blatant, you call that shit. And there was multiple of them that game.
Look, if Myles Garrett's not getting a sack, there's 9 times out of 10 he was held the entire game. All right, that's what it comes down to. And we're going to reward an offense because there's plays, not that not that the Bears won, and not that every game the Steelers have this they win or lose, but how many times are we going to reward the offense for bad offense because of it? That's where I'm at with it. I don't think you should call it every game because like you said, it'll be every freaking play, but like to some degree, and maybe I'm just being biased because Myles Garrett, but I feel like Steelers fans probably feel the same way about TJ Watt, and I'm definitely know 49ers fans feel the same way like Bosa. Like you're rewarding bad offense, and that's not okay for the game of football, in my opinion. But I digress. We can move on.
Anywho,
We can move on to the perfect Baker Mayfield taking down the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau. Brian, walk us through what happened, buddy.
offense looks good.
Agreed.
Joe Barry's a fat cunt.
Also
Ow.
agreed. Your defense
I mean,
looked
there's
miserable.
so many times we get them in third and 4. We're dropping everybody, letting them get the easiest catch for a first down ever, and then just rallying for the tackle in field goal range. Just giving them a fresh set of downs. Or it's 3rd and 18, and they still convert. Like, what the fuck is going on? But Matt LaFleur's bitch ass already came out and said that he's not firing Joe Barry. He's going to stick with
loves
him
that
for the
guy.
rest of the year. And a lot of people were saying if we keep we got 3 games left: Panthers, Vikings, Bears. If we get embarrassed again on defense like that, and it's because Matt LaFleur's too fucking pussy to fire him, Matt
Fire
LaFleur's
Matt
probably
LaFleur.
gone too.
Agreed.
Which I don't think I like. I don't love Matt LaFleur as a head coach, but he is a good play caller
Agreed.
most of the time. And I don't like getting Jordan Love another play caller in his second year trying to prove, because next year's his last year of his contract because they extended him.
Right.
So I don't want him going into a contract year with a brand new play caller. That'd be just ridiculous. But offense looks good. Tucker Kraft looks good. I legitimately think in the next year or two, maybe 2, 3, we'll have like one of the best offenses of the league. Well, with how young our offense is and how like we get a decent running back in the draft, like Blake Corum, I've been seeing him in a lot of mocks. We get a decent running back. We got 5 dogs at receivers, 2 good ass tight ends.
Agreed.
We need some O-line and a running back.
I just don't understand how you don't fire Joe Barry. I mean, I love Baker Mayfield. Eric loves Baker Mayfield. We love Baker, right, Eric?
We love Baker.
But you let Baker Mayfield throw a perfect game on you? Jeez.
I think so his last year
I
I
like
think his
Baker
pass
Mayfield, but that shit's not fucking flying at Lambeau Field. That shit's crazy.
his QB rating last year was like 68% or something like that, or when he was with the Browns.
He was hurt.
Now, yeah, but now it's like 89 or 90, something like that.
He also
92,
has
maybe.
I don't want to say this because I don't want to disrespect Amari Cooper, but he also has a real targeted receiver.
He's got multiple. You got 2. Him and Chris Godwin.
And Godwin, that's right.
Chris Godwin had a fucking 100 yards in the first quarter.
Yeah, I'm not trying to disrespect Amari Cooper either, but like,
You guys think Tampa Bay goes ahead, or they go ahead and sign him?
I don't know why you wouldn't
Next year, or do they let him go?
I don't know.
You got.
I don't know why. I don't.
I think
If they let him go, Cleveland better sign him back. I don't know. I still think we talked about this. I think on like the 3rd or 4th podcast that we think they'll sign a rookie and that Baker will be like his mentor, and then it'll be like Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love. Yeah, or until Baker makes mistakes. But
yeah,
I think Eric's thinking the same thing. I'm thinking like, why wouldn't you just keep Baker at this point?
You got to.
Yeah.
I mean, you up your defense a little bit more and stop letting like the Falcons and Saints get some extra scores on you that probably don't matter. Like, you're a legitimate team. You're not a Super Bowl team because I think the top heavy NFC is just too top heavy. But like, what's different? The Buccaneers are going to get like what, a 15th pick maybe? So you're going to get who would be their best quarterback option? Penix. He'll probably go early, so it probably won't be Penix.
Yeah, I don't know.
So what difference is what's his name from UNC going to do versus Baker Mayfield? That's what it comes down to, right?
Yeah.
But
you also gotta risk that rookie season that I was talking about earlier. You know what I'm talking about? Like how
Yeah,
rookies they don't do very well their first season
yeah,
unless you're CJ Stroud.
yeah.
But they gotta risk
No,
that too.
no
They gotta
facts. I
and they
agree.
gotta rebuild and do all that other shit. So I think
I
they should
just think
stick with him, sign him.
I think they stick with Baker too.
100,
I think the Packers
110 million for 5 years, some shit like that. Nothing crazy.
5 years
But
is a little crazy in my eyes, but I'm with you. I just think
4
5 years is a
years,
little far.
4 years.
I would say 3. I don't think you want to keep him that long term, just because Baker's been in the league for a little while now in comparison to quarterbacks. So I don't know. He's not Tom Brady, is what it comes down to for
yeah,
that one. Speaking of C.J. Stroud, though, the Texans take down the Titans
you can't
without
say
C.J.
that.
Stroud.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
What a
Case
dog
Keenum.
shit game.
Yeah, it was pretty bad actually.
I think
Derrick
he's
Henry, 20 carries for 15 yards. First player in NFL history to have 20 carries and less than so many yards or whatever. Isn't that
May-
crazy that it's Derrick Henry out of everybody who's ever carried the football? He's the only person to ever have that happen.
Mayo Man looked pretty good though. Didn't look too
Agreed.
bad.
He looked all right, and he got hurt, didn't he?
Towards the
Oh,
end, he
yeah.
did. Towards the end.
Yeah, too much mayonnaise in his coffee. I do want to give
Yeah.
a shout out to Ryan and Eric for not letting me start D Hop in fantasy. Thank
I
you.
told you,
very
dude. Our
much.
secondary.
I appreciate both of you for that. I don't know, but not much to talk about.
No, not really. I mean,
Yeah.
it went into
CJ Stroud will be
overtime.
back in
I thought they were going to fucking tie, but
So
CJ
did
Stroud
I.
will
The
be back
way
in
it
1
was
to
in.
2 weeks. Texans will probably make the playoffs, and we'll go see what happens from there. Let's move on to the Dolphins taking down the Jets 30-0.
beating the absolute piss out of the Jets.
Yes.
I don't know who the Jets are playing this week, but I will be betting against them. Now that they're officially eliminated, I see that defense giving up, and their offense is they're playing the Commanders. Because the Jets are the 32nd ranked offense, and the Commanders are the 32nd ranked defense.
It's a boring
Yes.
ass game.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty awful.
I'll be taking the Commanders minus whatever.
Tua looked good without Tyreek Hill. I think he not necessarily shut all the haters up, but I think he did enough to
Waddle
prove that he
balled
can
out.
play without Tyreek Hill. I think that was always the argument, not Waddle.
Against
Yeah,
a
that,
good ass Jets defense too.
Facts.
one
Good
touchdown
secondary.
Waddle had, it looked like Tyreek Hill running the damn ball. For a
Facts.
second, I glimpsed that. I was like, oh, wait, what's going on? But I did see Tyreek Hill. He was warming up, like he was going to play.
Yeah.
But
I think Mike McDaniel was just kind of playing it safe because the last 3 games for the Dolphins
Facts.
are Cowboys, Ravens, Bills.
Facts.
I think they just want to make sure he's good
That's-
for another.
that's
week.
smart.
Tyreek, we know you
Keep
want
him
2K, but we don't want you against the Jets. All right, buddy.
I think if he averages 113 yards in the next 3 games, you'll get there. Which is,
That's
I mean,
very
he could
doable for him.
go for 150 one game, and then that
I could
goes
see him
even
go
way
for a
down.
200 against one of them secondaries potentially.
Cowboys calling it now.
Yeah, for sure. I do want to touch on Aaron Rodgers. I'm actually at this point convinced, and obviously people
He's a
can
fucking
argue with me.
attention seeker.
Yes, so I think his Achilles is torn, and all this I'm coming off of IR and all this shit is just a publicity stunt to keep him relevant because everybody knows that if Aaron Rodgers wasn't talked about at all this year, everybody would forget that he was any kind of competition to Tom Brady back in the day. And
I seen that.
I think Aaron Rodgers knows that, so he wants the attention.
I seen
he's
that.
always
I
been
mean,
a
I don't
selfish
think
prick,
that's
in
the
my opinion.
reason.
No. That's just like a speculation on the rest of it as well.
I hate to do it because I just sound like a salty Packers fan or whatever.
No, he's a selfish
But
prick.
ever since he's been on because he never did like a lot of media or a lot of interviews or whatever, and then he starts coming on Pat McAfee show.
Well, shit, I'd do it for $1 million.
Even when he was
too.
playing for the Packers, I was like, this dude seems so like self-conceited, and
Facts.
and he tries to play it off like, oh, I'm wishing the best for everybody, blah blah blah. But I just feel like it's the fake. Like he just seems so fake about it.
And him being on the sidelines with all the mannerisms during the Jets game, like all the
Just,
shaking
like,
the heads, all
shaking
the
his
eye
head,
rolls,
but-
like you're
yeah.
such a selfish bitch. Please just come out and say it, dog.
Yeah, I seen a post on Twitter, something about how Pat McAfee pays him X amount of money to be on the show,
$1 million.
and Aaron Rodgers was just saying that he's gonna be back to like boost the views or some shit like that or the
sure.
ratings, and then also the COVID-19 flu, the vaccine or whatever. They
Mhm.
said something about that, the war or whatever, to stats again or something like that. Yeah, he's
The
just
him and
doing
the
it
him and
for
Travis Kelsey thing.
yeah, he's just
Yeah.
doing it for so it can get people's attention and
get
they can
people
start
talking about
watching.
him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's
I can see it.
definition of an attention seeker.
I do
Now that-
I do think he probably intended to come back this year, but he dragged it on. Like if there's still a chance of us making it, I'll be playing.
It's just
I
a
don't
real
know.
coincidence that they lose this game, and now he says all of a sudden he's not 100%.
Yeah, not medically cleared. I
Yeah.
have a feeling if they won the last 3 games or
Mhm.
something, he'd be magically
Although-
medically cleared.
Although my last 2 Bleacher Report reports about him are that he is cleared and can come off IR and he can play. So
Isn't
'Cause
the
otherwise,
window?
why would you get the surgery so fast? Like so fast? Why would you be attacking rehab like that? But
I don't know.
anywho, that's enough talk about the
Yeah, yeah.
fucking Jets.
Let's move on to another quarterback we don't really like. The Kansas City Chiefs getting it done with the Patriots here. Patty Mahomes with
Fuck 'em
305
both.
yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Congratulations, buddy. You beat the 3-11 Patriots.
Barely.
Barely. I thought the Patriots were going to pull it out. I think it was
I was hoping they would.
10-7 at one point, and I was like, dude, it could just happen. And then it just kind of didn't. Chiefs
Yeah.
just like won a boring game, in my opinion. There wasn't nothing special here.
I mean,
Patrick
bad as the Patriots
Mahomes.
are, I do think their defense is pretty good still.
Solid.
Obviously with the 2 turnovers, but at least 2 turnovers. I don't know if they got a fumble or anything, but
Patrick Mahomes got fined 50,000. Andy Reid got fined 100,000. So
They
we're
have
talking
that
about the
backwards.
about the refs. No.
They have that backwards.
Yeah,
I'm
that
saying
is
I'm
true.
saying the
Yeah,
league
yeah,
has
I
that
got you.
backwards.
Yeah.
Andy Reid was sticking up for his players. Patrick Mahomes was being a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Calling
should have
all
got
you
fucking fined a lot more.
It should have been
The
it should've been other
sideline
way-
thing, talking to
Yep.
Josh Allen, and then
Yep.
the
It should have been the other way around.
press conference.
Andy Reid was just being a good coach defending his players. That's all he was doing. That's what you do. That's how you get media trained. But Patrick Mahomes was being a little.
Well, there was a
bitch. He
play
calling you out.
where Rashee Rice got held
Mhm.
or something, and they called.
Yeah, and they called back the
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
a fumble or a pick or a pick
And-
or something. Yeah.
and Patriots fans were like, "That's bullshit! You took away a great play."
Oh God.
Something like that. It was so.
Don't,
funny.
dude. Our cornerback will never do that again, dude.
See the
Unbelievable.
picture of like the AI picture of Pat Mahomes like making out with a ref and Matthew
Oh, yeah.
Judon
Oh
Yeah.
for
my
the Patriots. He
gosh.
retweeted it. He's
Oh
like, "I
my
see
God.
no lies."
I just have this I have this uneasy feeling in my stomach. The Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl.
That's dude.
Nah.
Dude, I have
fuck 'em.
I have such an uneasy feeling in my stomach. I don't want it, but I just the turmoil, the Taylor Swift, the bullshit, like it just writes itself sometimes, man. I don't know.
Unfortunately.
What doesn't write itself is that the New Orleans Saints and Derek Carr get it done against Tommy fucking Gutlets and the New York Giants.
It's fucking over. His fucking career is over. He's dog shit. Get him off the field.
Derek Carr looked really good. Did he have any picks? I didn't see
No,
that.
he did not.
No.
218, 3 touchdowns.
I mean, yards aren't crazy, but the touchdowns, that's a big deal for him, I guess.
You get it done, man. You
Yeah.
know. I think this
flop.
bullshit with Tommy DeVito starting over Daniel Jones needs to stop though.
Is he not
Yeah.
out for the season?
How many
Daniel
veto?
Oh,
Jones.
you're
I mean,
saying
what's
for
it now?
next year?
Yeah. Everybody's
Oh.
saying that Tommy DeVito should start over Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
I'm just like, no. He shouldn't. Although Daniel Jones is not like
You
a
guys
top
seen
10
the
quarterback, he's
first
still led the
48
Giants to the
starts?
playoffs last year.
First 48 starts between Daniel Jones and Trevor Lawrence, and their stats are like identical.
Okay, but that again
And
goes back to the Mac
I
Jones
don't think
thing.
rushing stats were in there, but I'm willing to bet Daniel Jones probably
definitely
has
has better rushing
500
stats.
yards
No, 100%.
more.
But that goes back to Daniel Jones got better year in year, and so did Trevor Lawrence.
That's
so
why
like,
they extended him. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I think people are just being weird.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's enough about that game, though. That game sucked ass. So
We'll
did this
talk
game.
about this next game for.
I think we just
I'll
skip
give
it.
us 20 seconds.
I
The
think we
20
just skip
second
it.
shot clock.
I think we just skip it. Panthers
Desmond
taking down the
Ridder.
Falcons 9-7. Desmond Ritter getting benched.
For the rest of the season.
Heineke's back at starting. The Panthers go 2-12 now, so now they're officially better than the 0-16 Browns. And anybody else got anything else?
No.
I saw Arthur Smith, the head coach for the Falcons. He was like, "We're gonna figure this out. if we die, even if we die trying, we're gonna figure this thing out. And
Dude,
somebody's
I
like,
could go
all you
down
got to
there.
do is throw the ball to Drake London and hand it off to Bijan Robinson.
all you
You
have to
literally
do.
don't have to die. or
Forget
something
Drake
like that.
London. Just give it to Bijan Robinson, and the passing game opens itself up. It's unbelievable. Drake London just had a great game last week, and he got nothing this week.
Isn't it crazy how
Ugh.
football works?
It's
Isn't it
Run the
crazy how
ball.
Packers beat the Chargers, Lions, and Chiefs, and then lose to the Bucks and Giants. Anywho,
moving on to the Rams taking down the Commanders.
Dude, the
Rams.
Rams are looking. They're starting to look pretty damn good.
Matthew Stafford slinging the fucking ball.
It's
look
starting to
pretty
look
good.
pretty good.
I agree.
Starting to look scary.
They're a scary wild card
I would
team.
say
That's the team the Dallas Cowboys need to be
Starting
worried
to.
about in the playoffs.
I think that's the team the Detroit Lions need to be worried about. Matthew
Kyron-
Stafford goes into Detroit.
Oh my God, it can't write itself any
He'll
better.
throw for
Please.
450 yards.
Please let that happen.
450.
Kyron Williams has been doing phenomenal too these last couple weeks after coming back
Yep.
from injury. And Terry McLaurin finally having a great game. Too bad it's too late.
It was fucking Jacoby Brissett. He came in the fourth quarter, threw for 124 yards,
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, and
I remember
both those
before the trade
touchdowns
deadline,
were
I heard a
Terry.
rumor that we were getting Terry and Jacoby Brissett, and we ended up just giving away somebody for nothing.
You fucking wish, pal.
I know, but yeah,
Are they gonna
Rams do look
start?
Scary.
Jacoby Brissett.
I mean, should they better?
Sam
I don't
Howell.
think it
Yeah, I was
matters.
gonna say I don't know if Sam Howell got benched because they were down so much in the fourth quarter, but like it wasn't even that big of a. They weren't even down that much. I don't know if he got benched or he got hurt or what, but
Regardless, the Commanders have a good base, I think, for the coming years, similar to
I
the
agree.
Packers. I don't think they're as advanced as the Packers are right now, but I think the Commanders could actually be a pretty good team moving forward. The Rams, this is probably their window, like for their dynasty or whatever you want to call them. You know, when they win the Super Bowl, and then last year was whatever, and then this year, I think this is their last chance at something. With Matt Stafford getting older, Kyron Williams is going to need paid. Cooper Kupp's going to need paid. Puka Nakua's going to probably need paid here in the next 3 years. But I could be wrong. The Rams might just be turning around at the right time, and
The
they'll turn around for the
Rams.
future.
Rams are 7-7 last 3 games. Saints, Giants, 49ers. So I'll go 2-1.
Probably. I don't know. We'll
9-8
see.
playoffs.
Speaking of the San Francisco Football 49ers taking down the Cardinals. Wow, shocker. Nobody saw that coming.
Brock
Shocker.
Purdy throws for another 250 and 4 tuds. Who would have thought?
Yes. I do want to clear the air on something that people don't seem to understand on Twitter for some reason. Brock Purdy is not 32nd in pass attempts. The 49ers are 32nd in pass attempts. Brock Purdy is 21st.
They didn't know that people thought Brock Purdy.
No,
dissed
I've been on
himself.
Twitter all day, and everybody's been like, "Oh my God, Brock Purdy's so good!" Like it literally says the
What?
49ers.
Like,
Hmm.
I don't know.
obviously.
Granted, Brock Purdy's only 21 because of all the quarterback changes this season. He could technically be lower, I think, is what they were saying, than the 21 spot. I think he could be like in the 25, 26, 27, 28. But with all the quarterback changes and all these other people playing, he is. Regardless, it's kind of proving that Brock Purdy's a decent quarterback, guys. And it's not just yards after catch and
No.
all this other stuff. But moving on to the guy he just beat out for MVP, losing to the Buffalo
Getting
Bills,
embarrassed
by the Buffalo Bills. Eric, do you want to? How do I want to say this? Eric, do you want to retake back the thing you already retook back once, back to back weeks?
About the Cowboys
About
looking
the
good?
Cowboys going to the Super Bowl.
No, about the Cowboys. You were being wrong about the Cowboys. Are you wrong
mean-
about being wrong about the Cowboys, or you think this is just a one-off?
I'm gonna say this. I guess everyone has a bad week. Maybe this is their
Okay.
bad week.
I think
What
the
about
Bills
Arizona
are
Cardinals?
scary. I
They
think
are.
that's
They
the
are.
main story.
That's another thing. They faced the Bills. The Bills are a really good team. We're starting
Facts.
to
On paper,
form
for sure.
that. That.
Agreed.
So maybe it's just a game that they just.
So how many bad games do they get? I mean, they lost to the freaking Cardinals.
I'm not. I mean, they looked good for the past 3-4 weeks, right?
I think the Dallas Cowboys are the same
So-
team that we saw week 1 that we're seeing.
It's
right now. I don't
hard to
think they've gotten
say
better.
right now that. Ryan said last episode it's gonna be like the same Bills where they go to the playoffs and they choke. So
Same Cowboys. I mean,
what did I say?
Both of them. Both of them, regardless. You
What'd I
said Bills,
say?
but
I
both
don't
of them,
know.
regardless, they're both going to choke.
Bills are getting scary.
Yeah, Cowboys, but I
Bills
don't
were
know.
I know
scary last
they're
year.
not even they're not even in the playoffs or whatever, like in the card yet. But I don't know. I think if they get in, nobody in the AFC wants to play them. Who is it? Who's there to fear in the AFC?
The Baltimore Ravens. That'd be it.
Really?
The only
I'm saying that
team
would be it.
I
Or
mean,
the Dolphins, maybe. Dolphins in full
I'm
form.
saying Dolphins or Bills are probably the two best teams in the AFC right now, with how the Bills have been playing.
I think that's hard to say because the Ravens have a really,
I mean-
really good defense, and the Ravens have played really well.
I think the Ravens. I mean, yeah, Ravens are up there too, but I don't know. I have a hard time seeing Lamar going to a Super Bowl.
okay.
I mean, this is going to come back and bite me in the ass. It's going to be the Ravens versus the 49ers, but I don't know.
I see
feel
what
like-
you're saying.
I feel like they don't have enough.
It's hard for
depth
me to
to,
take
like,
not
I
have the
don't know.
Ravens as one of the scariest teams in the AFC. That's all I'm saying. It's hard for me to say that it's just the Dolphins.
You know what I
and
didn't
Bills.
hear once in the Cowboys Bills game? Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Here we
Didn't
go.
hear it
Here we
once.
go.
God. But I do want
what
to
else
say
go ahead, Eric.
something. I do feel like the Cowboys only beat the Eagles is because Nick Bosa said in an interview that they basically put out a cheat sheet for everyone to see on how the Eagles play.
Agreed.
And I think that's kind of what Cowboys took.
That's what
from
that's
the-
what the Seahawks did.
Yeah,
I
that's what
would-
I'm
Monday
saying.
night.
I would almost 100% agree with you, but the Cowboys were going to beat the Eagles in their first matchup and
I
didn't.
mean, the Eagles don't. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, no, of course. But what I'm saying is I agree with what Nick Bosa said. He did kind of, but I think people are forgetting like we're a Dak Prescott not stepping out of bounds from the Eagles losing that game. So
Yeah.
to say it was just the 49ers, I think it's wrong. If anything, it was the Cowboys originally, in my opinion. But
knows?
going
I
back to
don't
what
know.
Ryan said about something he didn't hear, you know what I didn't hear in that game?
Huh.
And Allen picked off. Allen didn't throw a freaking interception, boys.
And didn't
Oh.
fucking need to throw the ball.
Amen.
Threw
Amen, brothers.
15 passes. Fucking when James Cook has 179 rushing yards.
Yeah, it's kind of
There's
crazy
not
that we
much
talked
you
about
need to
how
do.
irrelevant Cook has been in the season on our running back tier list, and then he
Josh
goes and
Allen
does
got the
that.
game ball, by the way. I don't know if you guys seen that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Don't tell
the
Giannis
fuck?
that. He'll run back to the locker room and try to find that too. Moving on to the Baltimore Ravens, I would say handling the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I mean,
It was an ugly game. I wouldn't say
It was definitely an
handling.
ugly game. I guess controlled the game the whole entire time. I didn't have an ounce of faith in the after the first half. I'd never thought the Jaguars were winning the game.
Yeah, it was pretty much until that fourth quarter where they really just pulled away. It's not
Yeah,
like
but
they.
I don't think the Jaguars were ever in control or in the driver's seat in the game.
Yeah,
Ravens
That-
defense looks scary.
I mean, but like that Trevor Lawrence fumble in the end zone,
Mhm.
and then something else happened. I don't remember what. Like there were two like weird ass that fumble, and then there was another weird ass play, and I can't remember it. But they were 2 plays away from, I mean, keeping it close in the fourth quarter at least. It could have gone either
True.
way if neither of those happened.
That's true.
But you win the games that you're supposed to win, and the Ravens did that.
Eric, do you think the Ravens can go 1-2 and the Browns win out and get the number 1 seed? Because the Browns have to win out, the Chiefs and the Ravens have to go 1-2 to make the number 1 seed.
yes.
Do you think it's plausible?
They're going to lose against the 49ers, lose against the Dolphins, win against the Steelers.
Say that one more time because you said it so fast my brain didn't keep up. I got the 49ers.
They're going to lose against the 49ers,
Okay.
lose against the Dolphins,
Okay.
win against the Steelers.
Interesting. I'm going to give you a hot take. I think they're going to lose out.
All the way?
Yeah, I think they'll lose. to the
Really?
Steelers. Yeah,
Really?
Hot take. Hot take.
Again?
Woo!
Hot
I
take.
like it. Whatever.
I will say, I feel like Keaton Mitchell,
Yeah.
he got hurt. He's out for the season. He
From a hip tackle,
tore
by
up
the
his
way.
knee.
Yeah,
Nah,
that's
it wasn't. His fucking knee went backwards while he was running.
the hip
but-
tackle's still getting banned regardless.
That's such a stupid
It is.
fucking.
It's
That's so stupid.
It's-
But I
it's
feel
very
like
fuck
dumb.
football.
he's a big part of their offense now too, and
Or
they
start
just
two-hand
lost him,
tapping.
So
Agreed.
anyhow,
Jaguars are now, I believe, tied with the Texans. And do they play one more time?
Oh,
Or am I?
AFC, the Colts, Jags, and Texans are all tied.
Yes,
All 8 and
but
6.
the Jaguars. Where the
Jags
Colts at?
play Bucks,
The
Panthers,
Jaguars are two.
Titans.
No. The Jaguars are
Oh,
2-0 against the Colts, so they have the tiebreaker no matter what. But they're 1-1
yeah.
against the Texans. So I think the Texans have the best chance of taking the division. Obviously, assuming that the Texans and the Jaguars don't just lose out and the Colts win out. But
And Stroud should
I
be
mean-
back when they face each other. So
Jags play
won't
Bucks,
play each other.
Panthers, Titans, so it's tough to see them
oh,
I
never
just said
mind.
they're-
Yeah,
lose
yeah,
any
yeah.
of
Yeah.
those.
yeah,
And
I agree.
then who do the Texans have? Texans have
I'm mistaking the Titans for the Texans.
You're good.
Texans have Browns, Titans, Colts.
Browns
and
in
they have
prime
2
time.
division games to huh?
Aren't the Browns and Texans? Isn't that the Thursday game? Or am I
Oh,
wrong?
it's
No,
next
1
week.
o'clock.
Okay, my mistake.
But Texans play Browns, Titans, Colts. They finished with 2 division games.
Could get.
I could
Ooh, it'll be tougher for the Texans.
that
then.
week 18 game against the Colts is going to be a huge
No,
game
it's
for
gonna
all
be
3
w-
teams.
But it's going to be way tougher for the Texans than it will be the Jaguars to win the division. Because the Jaguars have got
Yeah.
all the quote unquote hard stuff out the way.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. Let's go ahead and get off this and move on, please, to the Monday night game where the Drew Lock
Monday
led
night.
Seattle Seahawks take down the Philadelphia Eagles. Boys, what are we thinking?
I think Jalen Hurts looks really
honestly, I just don't think our teammates are competing right now, and
bad. They're not
what do you
committed.
mean? They're not
Not
committed.
committed. That was a.
If I had a dictionary, I don't know.
I hate his fucking whole personality too. We've already talked about
guy
it. but I hate it.
stinks. The Eagles have the same 3 plays the whole entire game.
Facts.
You
Throw it
draw.
downfield, QB draw, or
Tush push.
yeah, it's just
What do you guys think about the league figuring out that Kelsey's been pushing the ball forward about a yard or two?
oh my god. I feel
I
like
think
a
it
lot
was-
of I feel like
I
a
think
lot of
Pete
people
Carroll
do that,
figured it
though.
out, and he was just pointing it out to the refs. I feel like a lot of, especially in like
A lot of
sneak
centers do it.
situations. I mean, obviously a tush push, but like even just like regular quarterback sneak, I feel like a lot of centers are taught to do that. But I think Pete Carroll was like, "Hey ref, watch what he's about to do." And if the ref didn't throw the flag there, I mean,
It doesn't really change much if you think about it.
yeah, it's
Still standing in the same spot.
I mean,
I
even
don't
it
disagree.
still
I
has
mean,
to go backwards
Yeah.
to the quarterback. So
Yeah.
I,
I don't
mean,
disagree. I don't
It
see.
just puts Kelsey in a better position to dive at the
But it-
dude's knees.
But it also puts the defense in a worse position to potentially be offsides. I
True.
think is the
That,
biggest
yeah, that's
argument
probably
for it.
that's probably the main reason because of that.
It gives them a bigger.
And how many
gap.
times are your receivers looking like a Darius Tony offsides, and if he moves the ball forward when the refs are walking away, that they're not now, and just little things like that, I think is the issue,
Yeah.
not necessarily the snapping of the football. But I mean, what's his name on NFL Today said, and he was a center for years. He was like, "We all move it, not that far, but we all move it."
Yeah, I see it
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. So
Even in college, you see people centers doing it. I mean, not
who do
just
you-
in the NFL.
I don't really care about the Seahawks if I'm being honest. Who do you guys think will end up winning that NFC South now? Eagles and Dallas, both being 10-4.
NFC East.
I'm sorry, East. Yes, my bad. NFC South's a dumpster fire too. My bad.
I want to say Eagles.
I mean, see who the Eagles' last 3 games are, huh?
I'll pull up Dallas's then.
Eagles are. Oh, I think it's gonna be the Eagles.
It's
I don't
got to be
think
the
it
Eagles.
matters. I don't think it matters who Dallas is playing. Eagles play the Giants twice and the Cardinals.
Oh, well, the Dallas Cowboys have the Dolphins at Miami,
Yeah.
the Lions at home, and then the Commanders.
So yeah, it's gonna be the Eagles.
Definitely going to be the Eagles then. Yeah. I don't think it'll really matter, though. I think there's a lot of parity in the NFC. I think anybody could lose in the NFC, except for the 49ers.
Yeah. I've got a tough time seeing anybody else represent the NFC in the Super Bowl
I do too.
other than the 49ers. I have a tough time seeing anybody else win the Super Bowl other than the 49ers.
I agree with that. That does in fact wrap it up for week 15, gentlemen.
Oh
Oh, man.
Let's move it right over to our week 16. picks.
yeah?
And we're gonna start
Oh,
with the
yeah.
Thursday night game. It's quite the game. Can't wait to not watch it. The Rams and Saints
This
at
is the
LA.
rematch of the NFC Championship when the Saints got the PI didn't get called on them, and the Rams went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Patriots. Rams, what happened? They're
taking the
seeking
Rams.
revenge. Give me the
I'm taking the
Rams.
Give me the Rams.
I mean, the Saints will be seeking revenge, but still, give me the Rams.
Yeah, whatever. A AFC North matchup betwing the Jake Browning-led Bengals
Saturday.
visiting the Pittsburgh
Saturday
Steelers
football.
on Saturday
I
at 4:30.
fucking love Saturday football.
I'm upset that there's only 2 games though. I really enjoyed.
Well.
I really enjoyed
mean,
the
I'm
1 p.m.
alright
Saturday
with
game.
I'm all right with a 4:30 and 8 o'clock game. I don't really
I
1
enjoyed the 1
o'clock on a
p.m. Saturday
Saturday
game.
because then you're just watching football for 2 days. I mean, as much as I love watching football, then that's all you're doing all day for the
who's
next 2
arguing
days,
with
but
that?
Anywho,
All right,
Those
Bengals
are-
visiting the Steelers.
Those are 2 pretty good games on Saturday, but you know what?
Eh.
We need the Bengals to lose, so give me the Steelers.
we've got 3 out of 4 backup quarterbacks playing. I don't know how good
Wants
these
and
games are gonna
needs are
be.
2 different things, and I tell you one, and I'll tell you it again, and I'll say it a third time. The Steelers are not winning this football game.
I
Give me the
know.
Cincinnati Bengals.
I don't want the Bengals to win because that makes them 8-6 or 9-6.
Give me the Steelers with Mason Rudolph.
If the Browns lose, then we're tied. Well, we'll
mean, it
still be
don't
we'll still be
matter.
ahead for
It don't
now
matter.
until we play them. But
I don't think the way the AFC's playing out, I don't think the Browns, unless they lose all 3 games, I don't think they don't not make the playoffs from here on out. Because everybody that's below them, like in the AFC, is the Steelers and the Bengals who we beat, so we'd be ahead of them. And then there's somebody else in there that I'm forgetting. The Texans
Yeah, the
and
Browns
or the
have
Colts.
to have like a 99% chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
or
unless
something.
they lose all 3 games, I don't think it matters. But who'd you take, Ryan?
Steelers.
Interesting. Moving on to the Bills visiting the LA
Interesting.
Chargers. LA Chargers, I don't think that we need to talk about this. The Bills will probably win by. Actually, the Chargers might win. They just fired their coach. And for whatever reason, in NFL
Yeah.
history, when a team fires a coach, they win the next game. It's so weird. I'm actually going to take the Chargers.
I like that stat.
I'll
you
take
just
the
said,
Bills.
So give me the Chargers.
It's something weird,
I
man.
just
fucking nuts.
I like what he just said. I mean, it's true. It
With
happened.
how
It's
hot
true.
the Bills are.
Yeah, but
That's
Stranger
bites
things
itself
have
even
happened.
more.
I mean, how many of those coach firings are with a backup quarterback playing the next game?
That's true too. But for whatever reason, I'm taking history on
but
my
he's
side.
been there for 4 years.
And he's dog shit.
Moving on to Sunday game, we have the Indianapolis Colts facing the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. Give me the Colts. They cannot lose a game.
Give me the Falcons at home with
Heineke.
Taylor Heineke, the Zen God.
Give me the Falcons.
Interesting
me,
picks
the
from both of you.
Falcons.
I like it. We have the Seattle Seahawks visiting the Tennessee Titans. I think Ryan Tannehill is starting for the Tennessee Titans this week.
I don't think it matters. Give me the Seahawks. I said they were going to
Agreed.
win out, and they beat the toughest team remaining on their schedule.
Give
Agreed.
me
So I'll take the Seahawks.
the Seahawks.
I'm also
Put that
taking the
fucking
Seahawks.
shit on.
Did you see him when he
I'm-
scored?
That's
Like,
what he
I
did at
put that
Missouri
fucking shit
in
on.
college.
We have the Detroit Lions visiting the Minnesota Vikings. Interesting game, actually. But give me the Detroit Lions.
Give me the Lions.
Give me the Lions.
We have the Washington Commanders visiting the New York Football Jets.
Give me the Commanders by legitimate. This will be another. I promise I'll bet it. Give me the Commanders by 20.5.
20.5.
20.5.
Since you're that confident, give me the Jets.
I will be taking the Commanders in this game.
You'll
we
be taking
have
who? Hold on, my earbuds came unplugged.
the Commanders.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
I was like, wait, what?
We have the Green Bay Packers visiting the Panthers.
Give me the Panthers.
Oh God.
I'm just kidding.
He wants
Bryce
them to
Young's
win,
gonna
so
throw
Barry
for
gets
300 fucking yards.
He wants them. He wants the Panthers to win, so Barry gets fired.
No, I
I
want
mean,
the Packers to
if
win.
you lose to the Panthers, though, he has to get fired the same day. With that being said, give me the Panthers.
Give me Green Bay.
Not give me Green Bay. We have the Cleveland Football Brownies visiting the Houston Texans. CJ Stroud is still questionable as far as I know. It don't matter to me. Give me Joe Flacco and the Cleveland Browns.
Give me Joe Flacco and the Cleveland Browns. Case Keenum is playing, I believe.
Yeah, they said it's not looking good for Stroud, but if by some miracle he does play, I'll take the Texans. If he doesn't, I'll take the Browns.
Understood.
Case Keenum play for the Browns.
Joe
At some
Flacco
point?
just
Probably,
shaved his
right?
beard.
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
revenge game.
Moving into the 4 o'clock slate, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars visiting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield coming off of a perfect passer rating against the Green Bay Packers, in case nobody knew that. But I will be taking the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, give me the Jags. I feel like Baker's riding high, and he's going to come out and throw like 3 picks or something.
I still don't think Trevor Lawrence I don't think his ankle is fully healthy right now. So go ahead and give me Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers.
Interesting take. We have a shitfire of a game coming up next with the Arizona Cardinals visiting the Chicago Bears. Give me the Bears.
Give me the Cardinals.
I'll take the Bears.
We
The
have
Bears.
the Dallas Football Cowboys visiting the Miami Dolphins.
This should be a good one.
This should be a fucking. Why are the Patriots and Broncos playing Sunday night, and the Cowboys and Dolphins are playing at 4:30?
What the fuck?
What is the point of flexing games if you're not gonna fucking flex them? That just pissed me off. I didn't know they were
They
fucking
should flip 'em.
playing Sunday night.
Just flip them.
What a fucking. That's Christmas Eve.
I'll take the Dolphins. And as spoken before, we have the
It's
New
Sunday
England.
night
We have the
football.
New England Patriots visiting the Denver Broncos for Sunday Night Football.
At 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, not 6:15 Mountain Eastern Time.
Western.
Whatever.
Eric, who you got? He's about to walk off the set.
Check Mike. Pepperoni.
Mike!
Pepperoni. Give me the Broncos. Give me the Broncos.
Mr. Unlimited.
Give me the fucking Patriots. This is a Bill Belichick versus Sean Payton game for me. Give me the Patriots.
Give me the Broncos. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Eric,
then we
come
ha-
back.
and then we
Give
have
me the Broncos.
We have a triple header on Monday football.
Christmas
Monday
Day.
football.
Night, Christmas Day football. The Raiders visiting the Kansas City Chiefs.
I want to take the Raiders so bad, but
So
I'm
do
not
I.
gonna. Give me the Chiefs.
I'll take the Raiders.
I'll take the Raiders too.
They just scored 63.
I think it's the last 7 or 8 Monday Night Football games. Every underdog has won straight up, and the Raiders are
Plus 10.
10.5 point underdogs. But anyhow,
We have
Give me the
the
Chiefs.
New York Football Giants visiting the Philadelphia Eagles.
Give me the Eagles. Fly. Eagles. Fly.
Give me the Eagles.
I'll also take the Eagles. And then probably potentially the game of the year, man. Ravens visiting
Preview.
the 49ers.
Need
We
the
got-
Ravens to
49ers
lose, so
by
give me
20.
the 49ers.
Eric, but who do you think will win?
49ers.
All right.
Don't do
I
it.
just said it.
They're the best team in football.
I just have this sensation.
It's a stupid feeling.
No,
Don't have
listen.
the feeling.
Can you hear me out? Can you just hear me out real fast? I have this feeling that the Ravens win this game, and then the revenge game is the Super Bowl, and the 49ers win the Super Bowl against the Ravens.
Wrong. 49ers win.
But with that being said, I will take the 49ers, and I will take the 49ers minus like 12 and a half. Don't
Yeah, I
care.
think they might beat the shit out of the Ravens.
They beat the shit out of the Eagles and set it up for everybody else. They're going to beat the shit out of the Ravens.
They're just beating the shit out of everybody.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, for your Week 16 picks by the Taped Up Podcast. If you want to win all your picks and bets, make sure you listen to what we say because we're never wrong. One of us is always right. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, for the 11th episode. Sticks! We got
Holy
the
shit,
sticks
the sticks are out.
of the Taped Up Podcast. Make sure that you are liking the videos. Make sure that you are commenting on the videos. Guys, whatever
Check
he
Mike,
said, don't
check
worry about it.
Mike.
Whatever he said, don't worry about it. Listen, we can't talk about what y'all be telling us to talk about if you're not commenting on the videos because we don't care. Don't text me talking about you guys should talk about this. Leave it in the videos comments. Leave it on the TikTok comments because that's what we're doing around here. We're professionals now. We've been
Yeah,
doing this for
boys.
11 episodes. All right.
11 weeks.
When we get to episode 400, maybe then I'll take phone calls, huh?
Also, every Tuesday, new tier list. So
Yeah, and make sure you're liking and subscribing to the tier
yeah,
list.
Yeah, those
yeah,
fucking cocksuckers.
yeah. Also,
You
tell
no
us,
good
tell
pieces of
us
shit.
under the recent tier list. Tell us what other like things you want us to make a list.
What other
on.
tier list you guys want?
Like
Because I'm gonna make Eric do some NBA ones here real soon. It's gonna
Yeah,
be comedy.
yeah.
You guys want to tune into some comedy? Watch the basketball ones.
I also want to start doing green screen behind me. I want to start going over some fucking clips. Top 5 plays of the week type shit.
Ooh, if that started this week, you don't want to see that Jaden Reed touchdown catch, but we'll talk about
Top 5
that
plays of the
next.
week. I got a green screen. I can set it up. We can watch
We
it in
get
here.
sued by the NFL.
Thank
We
you guys so
shall
much
see.
for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell button. Peace. Stick. Stick. Your finger's blurry. It's fine. I'll work with that.